Well, I'm sorry, folks, but I'm really going to get down this backlog of new sets. I think we've got about 15 or 20 new sets that we've never looked at, and they're just getting older and older. I don't even know if this is current anymore. President Barry, I made a little list out on the back of an envelope of what we've done. We've done the Randy 3, we've done the Truman, we've done the Martin, the Bill ASC, the Bill UK, and the Walker ASC. So let's add to this doing the Barry. The Barry. Is that it? The Barry. Right, okay. I've had two presidents to do. If I just turn round, there's a Taylor 3 on the shelf. If any of you fancy seeing that, tell me, otherwise we'll do it in a few months. So why have I picked out the Barry? Well, I picked out the Barry because it says it's 24 volts. And after yesterday's explosion with the Moonraker, which, although was I thought their newest model of the miner, has already been discontinued, that does tell me something. Never mind, it lived and worked all right in the end, even if it only did 3.1 watts. This is probably not going to be any better anyway. Until we tested the Randy 3, I haven't really been unimpressed with President's stuff. Oh, it comes with a sticker. It comes with an instruction book, which is quite a rarity these days. I'll have to find English in there. So it looks like we're pulling out some heatsink looking thing. It'll never go back in the box. Right. It's got a heatsink in on the back. Does that mean it'll do 4 watts? Wow. We could play that. It makes a musical instrument. So it doesn't come with a fag lighter plug, which is good. Of course, once you start putting cigarette lighter plugs on, it looks to me like they're a temporary installation shoved on the seat of the car with a mag mount aerial. Once you put an inline fuse holder and no cigarette lighter plug, you're telling it you're going to install it properly, and it's going to be a fit and forget item. So we'll connect that to our power supply and switch on, and we'll connect to the test instrument. And we will find where the speaker jack's gone. To the test instruments, it's got PA on it, so plug it in the right one, and it's got a 6-pin mic plug, which I prefer this type of mic plug than, or even a DIN plug, than those modular plugs. A mic that's too light. Take a leaf out of Maxon's book of later models and put a weight in there if it's that light. Made in the People's Republic of China. So what does it say voltage wise? It says power on the back. It says no mention of voltage on the maker's label, and that's kind of worrying. But it does say 1224 volts here, and we're going to be making sure it does that, aren't we? Okay, where's the specification? Oh, a turkey's a dumb CB. I'm glad I need to know that. Here we go. So its power supply is 13.2 or 26.4 volts as a maximum, which is a 24 volt battery charging. So that seems genuine. But can you just slide it up? Can we just go from 13.2 to 14 to 15 to 16 to 17 to 18, or does it have to be 12 volts plus charging or 24 volts plus charging? We'll find out, see if we get some more smoke. What else? Transmitter power 4 watts and 1.7 amps. That's hungry. It says it's 27405 maximum, so I'm hoping it does UK at 2799125, and that is bull. We'll have to come back to that to find out how to make it go into UK. So I won't open it up yet, we'll switch it on. It makes a silly noise. Mode. AM, FM, EU. Right. It says on the front panel 12/24 volts. So will there be any adjustments inside, or will it be hunt the secret sub-menu? Roger Bleed, wonderful. Circuit diagram of the mic, and the norms are shown on the back page. So what happens here? Does it tell us how to go into this? Bands, the frequency band and the transmission power of your receiver must correspond to the configuration authorized in the country. Yep, right. In new configuration, in order to select the frequency band ENG, press several times F key until UK appears in the display. In order to select CPT frequency band, press several times F key until UK disappears. But I didn't see any way of putting it into its program mode. I don't say we've got to guess all this. Frequency band selection. Turn the power on pressing the F key. Up and down, and then the F key locks it in. Okay, that's straightforward. So there's the F key. Great. So, if we pop that onto channel 20, we'll switch picture in picture on. Does a good 3 watts. And we are on CPT channels, even though it doesn't say. It says U, which I would have thought meant UK. Now it says UK in the small window. Well, if you don't know that, yes. So now it's on UK channels, and now it goes through to AM for CPT, then FM for CPT, then of course FM only for the UK channels. So it does it exactly as it should do. So you can't fault that. Well, we're going to have to get more power out of it than 3 watts. So we'll open this one up and see whether there's any adjustments, or whether it's another of those sets we've got to play little games with. I don't know whether there's a service manual for it. I've got 1 or 2 President service manuals, but they usually get sent to me after I've done an evaluation on my own back. They don't want me divulging any secrets, you see, but if I discover the secrets, they may as well then send me the manual. Yeah, it's got adjustments in this one. And it's a pluggable speaker. So it says President PA801 on the printed circuit board. And we have a relay for whatever reason. Is it transmit receive? No, I can't think that it is. I wonder if it's PA. I don't even know how you go into PA. Is that in a secret menu? So we've got 4 presets there. We've got a preset there. Yeah, right. So I will just see if there's any service information in my possession before just going into that willy-nilly. So I'll see you in a bit. No, there's no information on this, so we'll have to fiddle about with it. No visible frequency adjust unless there's some hidden menu for that. Okay, so we'll just see what it's doing receive-wise. One thing I do like, it does have a volume control. Um, 0.27 microvolts. And 3 watts RF, and deviation of Wallow. We're not even 1 2 Wallow 1 2. You're not. You're kidding. Wallow 1 2 1 Wall 1.2. It's useless. It's all right doing it like this, but you know, it's all right test new set to new set, and they're all set badly. But if you have a new set talking to an older set, they then show up as being awful. Okay. It's a bit harsh sounding. Don't know why that is. Right. Well, there's nothing to tune in the PA because, you know, there's nothing there whatsoever. So it's going to be, because it's a power regulator, chances are that it's going to have adjustable power somewhere down the line. Now, I would expect that if there's the filter, then surely that's going to be squelch preset. But then conversely, there's going to be the phase lock loop or the processor, and is that going to be deviation? So we've got 4 things to ruin, so we may as well get on with it and mess it up. So W3, W4, W5, WT, W1. So we're sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so I'm going to put have we got the power meter showing? Yes, we have. So key it up. We're just under the 3 watts there on the 30 watt scale. Does altering that change anything? No. Does altering that change anything? Yes. It will do. Whoa. do 4.5 watts. So that's now spot on 4. So W4 is power. So now we'll find deviation. And we'll just see if it's that one. It is. We'll take that to about there. Wallow. Testing 1, 2. Wallow. Probably slightly high. One, two, wallow. It's the way it does its automatic gain control is a bit weird. 1, 2. It's like it's over deviating, then it settles. Testing 1, 2. 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 I think that's about the best average. So W1 is deviation. So one of these is going to be AM mod, which we'll come to. I think we'll come to that right now. So we'll go into AM, and at least I don't have to program this. AM, there we are. So it's on channel 20. So I'll just have to reset the modulation monitor. Wallow. 1, 2. So we're now on AM. And once again, we'll see whether we can find it. So we messed with, the first one was W3. That is it. Wallow. Wallow. There we are. We've got about 85–90% deviation, modulation. It's never going to be used in AM mode, but I've just gone through the motions for this demonstration. So the lowest one there is W3. So W3 equals AM mod. So that leaves us with 5 and 2. So we've probably got S meter. We're unlikely to have RF meter, and we've probably got squelch. So let's see whether we can find S meter. So I'll put it back to UK. And I've put 100 microvolts on, which should be S9. Well, in fact, it's 2 bars, whatever that means. I'll just turn the volume down a bit. Some people find that annoying. And I'll fiddle with the W5. Makes no difference. We'll fiddle with W2. Makes no difference. Okay. Well, I'm sure they're not transmit. No difference. No difference. So is it squelch? Could be squelch and auto squelch. So let's fiddle with that one. Nope. Fiddle with that one. Okay. Auto squelch then. You couldn't make this up, could you? So go back to ordinary squelch. No. Well, try it at the other end. No. How bizarre. 1, 2. Wallow. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Wallow. 1, 2. So I haven't altered anything there. I don't know. It does. One of these doesn't affect AM power, does it? So that's doing 4.1 watts. So if you've got a Roger bleep, let's, I wonder if it affects the volume of the Roger bleep on one of those. I really doubt it. So what do? Turn on the power while pressing the up arrow. So now we've got the Roger bleep on. So let's listen to that on the monitor receiver. No, nothing to do with that. What a stupid Roger bleep. Let's get rid of that. Good, that's got rid of that. So how do we do... Right, timeout time is automatically 5 minutes. You can disable that by turning the power with the mode key. Simply time one on or off, and you can change the colour by pressing emergency and mode. Good, that's better. And what do we just turn it off? Turn the power off while pressing the mode key. No, that didn't work. Green. Press the F key. That's it. So that's better in green. Three more functions are available with the PTT switch. Talk back, I don't even know what that is. And talk back level. Is that so you can hear yourself and give yourself some feedback. PA mode. So whilst pressing the PTT switch, press the mode key and it goes into PA, and that's what the relay's for. So we'll just testing 1 2 testing 1 2 Wallow. Yep. So it's receiving, but it's in PA mode on standby. So hopefully, press the PTT and it goes out of it. Oh, right. Who would have thought that? So I think I need to monitor the regulator transistor to make sure that one of those presets that I've messed with isn't anything to do with voltage regulation, because the next thing we're going to do is put the radio on to 24 volts. Of course, I don't know whether this is this might be a radio which has got a floating chassis, because I'm not getting anything. So we'll just put that on the power supply negative, and we'll see what our rail voltage is. I'll try and see what our rail voltage is. So 13.3, 12.86. So I'm just going to adjust that whilst monitoring, just to make sure I've not upset the voltage regulator. No. Okay, so we don't know what WT and W5 do. W2 and W5. How can it not be squelch? But there you are. It's always possible that if set to Germany, one of those modes, doesn't it do 1 watt in one of the modes? It may be the low power for Germany. Anyway, no idea. But as far as we're concerned, we've done W4, which was power. We've done W3, which was AM mod. We've done W1, which was FM deviation. So the bar graph meter remains a lying whatever. Let's just turn down the... I'll turn down the power again with the preset, which was 4, did we say? Yes. And see whether the bar graph moves. It does actually. Eventually, but once it gets to 2 watts output, it's on 4 bars. So that 4 bars can mean anything from 2 to the 4.5 watts the radio will do. And then on receive, let's see where it is. Why aren't I receiving anything? Oh, I've plugged this in the bumming other socket. There we go. I'm just going to look once again because this is balmy. No. So 300 microvolts, which is S9, is 2 bars. 300 microvolts, which is like plus 20, is 3 bars. Then when we get to 3 volts, which is like blowing your windows out and the needle going back twice, is 4 bars. Absolutely no idea. I'll have to set up a channel called All the Gear, no idea. Help if we had service manuals, but they're a bit reluctant to send them me. Might tell the truth. But it does 4 watts. Okay, we're going to play at power supplies. So there's absolutely nothing I can do to the receiver. It doesn't matter what. There are no adjustments. So that's what you're getting. You get a very good 0.27 microvolts for 12 decibel synad. The squelch works a bit stronger than I would like. We'll see what it's like at the lower end. So I've turned the signal generator off. We'll turn the squelch to threshold. We'll park the signal at the generator at 0.3 of a microvolt. Switch it back on. And let's see when it comes in. It's coming in at 1 microvolt. It's leaving at 0.75 microvolts. On auto squelch, it's coming in at 0.65 microvolts and going out at 0.39 microvolts, which makes the auto squelch actually more sensitive than the manual squelch. And once again, I'm going to test both these presets because I just... No, I just can't understand that. Don't know what they are. So, yeah, we're going to play at power supplies. So that works fine. So at the moment we're at 13.8 volts and the radio is doing 4 watts. So if I put the radio up to 24, the power supply up to 24 volts, the radio is still doing 4 watts, just as it should be. So, take the power supply down to 12 volts, and the radio is still doing 4 watts. So it's another of those sets with a totally regulated PA, which means that if you're in a caravan or running off a battery, then this radio will always do the 4 watts it's set to. So that's really good to know. So we'll pop it back to 13.8 volts. But of course, the thing that puts you off is that S meter is whatever that S meter wants to be, and it's a load of bunkum. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not interested in S meters. We do business radios. Business radios don't have S meters. I don't really care an iota. And as an radio amateur, I'm using a lot of ex-business radios on amateur, and people go, "Oh, you're giving me S9 here, old bean." I go, "I've no idea what you're giving me because I haven't got a meter." So it's that's how we are. So the only thing I don't like is I can't set the squelch, and I don't like the fact I can't set the S meter. I don't like the fact I don't know what those two adjustments are for. Can you? I'll just very quickly look if we can adjust the squelch through another menu. So let's see what it says about squelch. There's a noise blanker for people using AM. Yeah, that's fine. That's straightforward. You can get rid of the key bleep if you like. You can set the emergency button for what that actually means. Nope. Here we are. So in the end, we've ended up with proper deviation. We've ended up with proper power. I'm disappointed over the squelch, but it will work fine. And I'm disappointed over the S meter, but I don't actually care about S meters anyway. So there we are. So if you'd like to now send me a service manual, President, you're welcome. And we might find out what the mystery WT and W5 controls actually do. It could be that talkback feature, and I say it could be the low power setting for Germany. So there we have it, the President Barry, AM, FM. And I will put the lids back on and we'll put it on the aerial. So with the lids back on, it does look smart on that lid. Looks like a kind of pretend heatsink. Let's just see what we're doing into our Zetagi lyometer. So it's 4 watts on the Marconi, and it is at least 1,000,000 watts on here. It's 5.5. So this is at least 20% faster reality. I'll tell you what I've found, which this will be interesting. I found a Bremy one in one of our shelves. Look at that. Who remembers Bremy? Did they go bankrupt or what? I've no idea. So I'll tell you what, we'll borrow the dummy load out of the back of the Zetag. I mean, all the Bremy stuff was a bit fast reading, I expect, as well, because they were another firm that made undesirable things that weren't legal. You go. Let's see what drivel this says on the front. Oh, it's got the 1000 watt setting. Isn't that fun? Right, we'll put it on 10. And key up. Yeah, that shouldn't be. It is 7.5 watts on the Bremy meter. So that'll be set, won't it? And that'll be reflect, which of course is perfect. What's 0 for? Is it can't be field string. It just doesn't do anything. It's probably just off. Then power. Yep, 7.5 watts. Ooh, I am loud. That's lying more than the Zetagi meter. Nothing surprises me with those Italian meters. Right. So we'll put this on the aerial and we'll see if there's any good or bad buddies out there. Good buddies are people who are operating legally, and bad buddies are ones who aren't. Somebody put a comment, I can hear people, I can't get back to them. Well, of course you can't, they're running 300 watt linears. Okay. See, he's off frequency.
I would say they can't take as much as what an 827 can, because the coil on that's quite a big wire.
19, Roger. So I know I'm getting out for 35 miles. So how close is that bloke? You know, he isn't. He's probably in Leicester. Right, there we go. So that concludes the President Barry MFM. And so apart from the fact I can't set the squelch up, and apart from the fact the meter reads whatever it wants to read, that does what it says on the tin once adjusted. And it has internal adjustments. It's probably now discontinued because we probably had this lurking to be done for about a year. Thanks for watching.